What if I told you the biggest thing stealing your happiness isn't your job? It isn't your lack of money. It isn't your family. It isn't even your phone. It's something inside your own brain. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize it's happening. Imagine waking up one morning. The alarm rings. Before your feet even touch the floor, your hand reaches for your phone. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, WhatsApp. 5 minutes become 20. 20 minutes become an hour. By the time you finally get out of bed, you already feel tired, not physically, mentally. Sound familiar? If it does, you're not lazy, you're not broken, you're trapped. Today, I'm going to tell you a story. Not about someone famous, not about a millionaire, not about a monk living on a mountain. This is the story of someone almost every one of us has become. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why your brain craves constant stimulation, why nothing feels exciting anymore, and how a simple practice called dopamine detox can completely change your life. Welcome to the Focus Formula, the place where distractions lose their power. Discipline becomes your greatest strength, and every video brings you one step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Let's master our minds, unlock our potential, and build a life worth living. This is the Focus Formula. The boy who could never focus. Let's call him Alex. Alex wasn't born addicted. When he was a child, life felt magical. Rain was exciting. Playing football outside made him happy. Drawing, reading, building things, even sitting quietly under a tree felt peaceful. But then, something changed. At first, it was just a smartphone. Then social media. Then endless notifications. Every app is competing for one thing, his attention. Every swipe gave him something new. A funny meme, a shocking headline, a viral video, another notification. His brain started celebrating every tiny surprise. Without realizing it, Alex trained his brain to expect excitement every few seconds. Months passed, then years. Now, reading a single page felt impossible. Studying became torture. Work felt boring. Conversations became distractions. Even movies weren't exciting unless something exploded every 30 seconds. Alex kept asking himself, why can't I focus anymore? He blamed himself. He thought he lacked discipline. He watched motivational videos, bought productivity books, downloaded habit trackers. Nothing worked. Because the real problem wasn't motivation. It was something much deeper. Something hidden inside the reward system of his brain. The chemical that controls your life. You've probably heard the word dopamine. Most people call it the happiness chemical. But that's actually wrong. Dopamine doesn't create happiness. It creates anticipation, desire, craving. Imagine you're walking through a shopping mall. Suddenly, you smell fresh pizza. Instantly, your mouth starts watering. That's dopamine. You hear your phone vibrate. You haven't even looked at it yet. But your brain already wants to know who messaged you. That's dopamine. You upload a photo. 5 minutes later, you check how many people liked it. Not because you need to. Because your brain expects a reward. That's dopamine again. See, dopamine isn't your enemy. Without dopamine, you wouldn't chase goals. You wouldn't fall in love. You wouldn't build businesses. You wouldn't exercise. You wouldn't dream. Dopamine is one of the greatest gifts your brain has. Until someone learns how to hijack it. And unfortunately, today's digital world has mastered that game. Every notification, every reel, every autoplay video, every endless feed. They're not designed to make you happy. They're designed to keep your dopamine system chasing. Just one more swipe. Just one more click. Just one more video. And before you realize it, hours disappear. Not because you're weak, but because billion-dollar companies have spent years learning exactly how your brain works. And your brain never stood a chance. But here's the scary part. Your phone isn't actually the biggest problem. There's something far more dangerous, something you do every single day, without even noticing, and it's slowly destroying your ability to enjoy real life. We'll uncover that next. The invisible addiction. Alex didn't think he was addicted. After all, he wasn't taking drugs. He wasn't gambling. He wasn't drinking every night. He was just living like everyone else. Wake up. Check the phone. Scroll while eating breakfast. Watch YouTube during lunch. Listen to music while working. Reply to messages every few minutes. Netflix before bed. Scroll until sleep. It looked normal, because everyone around him was doing exactly the same thing. But one evening, something strange happened. His phone battery died. No internet. No music. No notifications. No videos. Nothing. He sat on his bed, just staring at the wall. 5 minutes felt like an hour. His mind became restless. He reached for his phone, only to remember it was dead. He stood up, walked around the room, sat down again, picked up a book, read 2 pages, closed it, opened the fridge. Nothing looked interesting. For the first time, he realized something terrifying. He couldn't enjoy silence anymore. He needed constant stimulation just to feel normal. And that's when it hit him. Maybe the problem wasn't boredom. Maybe his brain had forgotten how to be still. The modern dopamine trap. Imagine this, hundreds of years ago, finding food, meeting new people, discovering something new. These were rare experiences. Every reward meant survival. So your brain evolved to release dopamine when something valuable happened. That system worked perfectly. Then the modern world arrived. Now, you don't have to hunt for rewards. Rewards hunt for you. Every notification, every discount, every breaking news alert, every short video, every online game, every food delivery app, every swipe. Your brain is constantly surrounded by instant rewards. Think about it. When was the last time you stood in a queue without pulling out your phone? When was the last time you ate a meal without watching something? When was the last time you simply sat outside and enjoyed the sound of the wind? Most people can't remember, not because they don't want to, because their brain has become uncomfortable with stillness. And here's what makes this dangerous. The more high-speed dopamine you consume, the less satisfying ordinary life begins to feel. Reading? Too slow. Studying? Too boring. Working? Too difficult. Talking to family? Not exciting enough. Suddenly, real life starts competing against an endless stream of perfectly edited highlights, and real life loses. Why motivation disappears? Alex kept asking himself, why can't I stay consistent? One day, he watched a psychologist explain something that changed everything. Imagine your motivation is like a volume knob. Every time you overload your brain with instant pleasure, the brain slowly turns that knob down, not because it's broken, because it's trying to protect itself. Think about entering a room with a strong perfume. At first, the smell is overwhelming, but after a while, you barely notice it. Your brain adapts. The same thing happens with dopamine. When your brain receives excitement all day long, it starts treating excitement as normal. Now, ordinary life doesn't feel rewarding anymore. You don't lose motivation overnight. It fades quietly, one scroll at a time, one notification at a time, one binge watch at a time, until one day you wake up wondering, what happened to the ambitious person I used to be? The turning point that night, Alex made a decision. Not to delete every app forever. Not to throw away his phone. Not to disappear into the mountains. Just one experiment, 1 week, 7 days. He called it the dopamine reset. For 7 days, he would stop feeding his brain constant stimulation. No endless scrolling. No checking his phone every few minutes. No mindless YouTube rabbit holes. No social media during meals. No waking up and grabbing the phone before getting out of bed. Instead, he would replace those habits with simple things: walking, reading, writing, exercise, silence. At first, it felt impossible. His fingers automatically reached for his pocket. His mind begged for just one quick check. Every minute felt longer than before. It was uncomfortable, almost painful. But what happened after day 3 changed everything. And it might completely change the way you look at your own life. We'll get there in just a moment. Day 1, the withdrawal. The next morning, Alex woke up. His phone was right beside him. His hand reached for it, almost automatically. Then he stopped. No. Just for today. He got out of bed without checking a single notification. It felt strange, almost uncomfortable. His mind kept whispering, "What if someone texted you? What if you're missing something important? What if—" But nothing happened. The world kept spinning. For the first time in years, Alex ate breakfast without watching a video. The silence felt loud. He noticed the ticking of the clock, the sound of birds outside. Even the taste of his food seemed different. His brain wasn't happy. It wanted stimulation. It wanted another hit of novelty. That evening, he almost gave up. He caught himself unlocking his phone without even knowing why. There was no reason, no message, no emergency. Just a habit. And that's when he realized something powerful. He wasn't choosing his actions anymore. His habits were choosing for him. Days 2 and 3, fighting your own brain. The second day felt even harder. His brain kept bargaining. Just 5 minutes. You've earned it. Everyone else is scrolling. It's not a big deal. But Alex had finally understood something. The goal wasn't to punish himself. The goal was to teach his brain that it didn't need constant entertainment to survive. Instead of reaching for his phone, he went for a walk. At first, his mind raced. He noticed how uncomfortable silence had become. But after 20 minutes, something unexpected happened. His thoughts slowed down. Ideas started appearing. He remembered dreams he had forgotten. Business ideas, goals, conversations he wanted to have. It was as if the noise inside his head had finally started to fade. By day 3, he picked up a book. Normally, he couldn't read more than 2 pages. This time, he finished an entire chapter. Not because the book had changed, because his attention had. The science behind the change. So, what was actually happening inside Alex's brain? Contrary to what many people believe, a dopamine detox doesn't remove dopamine. That would be impossible. Your brain needs dopamine every single day. What changes is your relationship with stimulation. When you reduce constant, high-intensity rewards, your brain gradually becomes more sensitive to ordinary experiences again. The morning sunlight feels refreshing. A conversation becomes interesting. Exercise starts feeling rewarding. Reading becomes enjoyable. Work feels less overwhelming. In other words, you're not creating a new brain. You're allowing your natural reward system to recover. Think of it like turning the volume down after standing next to giant speakers at a concert. At first, everything seems quiet. But after a while, you begin hearing the small sounds you couldn't notice before. That's exactly what happens with your attention. You stop chasing constant excitement and start appreciating real life again. Days 4 to 7, becoming someone new. By the 4th day, Alex wasn't counting notifications anymore. By the 5th day, he stopped carrying his phone into every room. By the 6th day, he completed work that he had been postponing for months. And on the seventh day, something happened that surprised him the most. He wasn't happier because life had suddenly become perfect. He was happier because he was finally present. He laughed more. He slept better. He focused longer. He enjoyed simple moments again. His life hadn't changed overnight. His habits had. And eventually, his habits changed his life. That is the real power of a dopamine detox, not becoming superhuman, but becoming yourself again. But before you close this video, there's one mistake that almost everyone makes after learning about dopamine detox. It's the reason most people quit within 3 days. If you avoid this one mistake, your chances of succeeding become dramatically higher. Let's talk about that. The biggest mistake everyone makes. If you've made it this far, there's one thing I don't want you to do. Don't go home, delete every app, throw your phone away, or isolate yourself from the world. That's not what a dopamine detox is. Your phone isn't the enemy. Technology isn't the enemy. Dopamine isn't the enemy. The real enemy is losing control over your own attention. The purpose of a dopamine detox isn't to escape modern life. It's to stop letting modern life control you. You don't have to quit social media forever. You simply need to make sure that you're the one choosing when to use it, instead of it choosing you. Because the moment your habits begin making decisions for you, you slowly stop living intentionally. And intentional living is where real freedom begins. Your 7-day challenge. So here's my challenge for you. For the next 7 days, try these simple steps. Don't check your phone for the first hour after waking up. Eat at least one meal every day without watching a screen. Take a 30-minute walk with no music, no podcasts, just your thoughts. Read 10 pages of a book every day. Exercise for at least 20 minutes. Turn off unnecessary notifications. And before going to bed, spend 5 minutes reflecting on your day instead of scrolling. That's it. Nothing extreme, nothing impossible. Just small choices, repeated consistently. You may feel uncomfortable at first. That's normal. Your brain is adjusting. Give it time. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. The lesson Alex learned a few weeks later. Someone asked Alex a simple question. What changed your life? They expected him to mention a new productivity app, a motivational speaker, a secret morning routine. Instead, he smiled and said, I stopped running away from silence, because that's what he'd been doing all along. Every spare moment he filled with noise. Not because he enjoyed it, but because he was afraid of being alone with his own thoughts. When he finally embraced those quiet moments, he didn't just discover better focus, he discovered himself. And maybe that's what many of us are searching for. Not more entertainment, not another viral video, not another notification, but the ability to sit quietly, to think clearly, to live intentionally, and to enjoy the ordinary moments that make life extraordinary. So before you pick up your phone after this video, pause for just a moment. Take one deep breath. Look around you. Notice where you are. Ask yourself one simple question. Am I controlling my attention, or is my attention controlling me? Your answer to that question might shape the rest of your life. If this story made you look at your life differently, don't let it end here. Take the 7-day challenge. Come back after a week and share your experience in the comments. I'd genuinely love to hear how it changed you, and if you enjoy videos that combine science, storytelling, and practical ideas to help you build a stronger mind, better habits, and a better life, please consider subscribing to the channel. There are many more journeys we'll take together. Until next time, remember this. Every great transformation begins with one small decision. Maybe today is yours.